Hello, everyone. Good morning, and thanks to Mr. Harshvardhan for setting the stage and making my job easy. He's given you a lot of context, and I will take off from there. Diving a little deeper into a megatrends topic he pointed out, which is the use of AI, machine vision, and all of that to make the industry, to benefit the industry, basically. So let me introduce myself. I am Krishna. I am a co-founder of LightMetrics. We are a video analytics company. We are 8.5 years old. So we develop software to help commercial fleets become safer and more efficient. And of late, we've been doing a lot of work in the off-road space in India, especially in the mining sector, particularly. And we have business in the US, Mexico, Canada, Australia, Brazil, and in India, right? So let me just get started. Okay, so video telematics is all about safety, okay? So when you talk about off-road telematics, you typically talk about location, all the insights you can get from location, which is so crucial when you have all these extremely expensive assets operating in your facility. And then you have vehicle maintenance, vehicle diagnostics, productivity, and these kind of things. One thing that is crucially important in the off-road industry, which you all know way better than I do, is safety, right? The moment there is any kind of unsafe incident or any incident that happens due to lack of safety or lack of compliance, operation stops, right? Whether it's a mine or whether it's a construction site, if operations stop, it's a huge problem, right? So video telematics focuses on the driver or the operator, right? The off-road telematics focuses more on the vehicle and the machine. Video focuses more on the operator because, in vehicle transportation, for example, 94% of accidents are caused by human error. The machines are great, right? It's unfortunately we who sometimes display poor concentration or we are distracted and all that, and that causes all sorts of problems. So this is where we believe video can play a huge part in helping in many ways, right? So when there is any non-compliance, we talked about it. There can be injury, there can be fatalities, and the productivity losses are really kind of severe, right? And if you want to improve safety, the first goal is to have visibility, right? So for example, if an operator is drowsy when operating a heavy equipment, right? In most cases, we don't know that, right? We don't know if our operator is drowsy, right? And what we don't know, we can never improve, right? We only know these things when something really bad happens. And our goal is to provide visibility so that, this is what is happening in my fleet and I need to take care, right? These are the drivers who are maybe using their phone while operating machinery, and I need to, train them, coach them, convince them that this is not how they should work because they'll be endangering themselves and everybody around them, right? So when you augment, so let me get it clear, right? Video telematics is not going to replace vehicle telematics. Vehicle telematics is the most important thing. Video augments it, right? Insights from location, vehicle data, and operations now augmented with driver, operator behavior, safety, and compliance, helping you make everything safer, right? So the first thing is visibility. When you have video, you can always see what happened. So anytime there is some issue, anytime there was some kind of non-compliance, you can always go back and see what exactly happened. It is no longer a case of he said, she said, because recently we had an incident in a steel mine in India, somewhere in Jharkhand, where there was an accident and the driver said, I did nothing wrong. Turns out that the driver was completely drowsy when he started his shift at 3 a.m. The camera kept telling him that he's drowsy. He kept driving. He went and hit. Thankfully, there was nobody around him because it was 3 a.m. He just went and hit a fence. Relatively okay, right? But it is still dangerous. So having visibility with video, here video showed that the driver was at fault, indeed at fault. The goal is not to build a punitive system, but it is to create awareness, right? We don't want to, essentially have a system which kind of is meant to be used to punish somebody. That's not the goal. The goal is to help positive behavior reinforcement. So if you have 1,000 drivers and operators in your facility, the goal is to know who are the safest operators and reward them. That kind of motivates others to become safer. Then you look at the people who have non-compliance incidents, you work with them to make sure that they are safer as well, right? The second one is AI on the edge, like Mr. Harshvardhan was saying. Now, we used to talk about AI all the time. Now is the time when we reap benefits of AI, right? So we have AI running in the camera, which looks at what the driver is doing, what the operator is doing, and it can track every behavior. And any kind of non-compliance, the driver is alerted in real time, saying that, hey, you're distracted, you're drowsy. And your fleet manager or supervisor can get a real-time notification on their phone, saying that, this operator on this vehicle, is unsafe, is behaving in an unsafe manner. So you can intervene before something bad happens. And all the metadata that comes from this kind of, let us say you have 100 vehicles, it's impossible to track every vehicle every time. So you have a dashboard where you can see which are the vehicles that are being operated safely and so on. And what I want to emphasize here is that, safety many times becomes like some politically correct thing to say, which nobody cares about. But the good thing is I don't need to tell this audience how important safety is. When I go to general highway vehicle transportation kind of companies, right, they're always bothered about, they're less bothered about safety and more bothered about getting the next load for their fleet, right? But here you all know what the value of safety is. Safety directly means economic benefits, right, for the business. So video telematics is one of those rare cases where everybody benefits, right? We talked about how the fleets benefit. Let us talk about how the suppliers benefit. Whether it's the OEM or whether it's the telematics company, this is the era of connected services. Everybody wants connected service revenue or SaaS revenue, monthly subscriptions, and video telematics happens to be one of the most valuable services. As a result, it commands a really high price because of the high value it gives. So this is a case where you are not expecting a business to pay you more. It is that you are helping the business save so much more that you can actually take a portion of it, right? So in a way, everybody wins. And in the telematics market, video will help you differentiate. It will help you stand out from everybody else. Particularly the case when you can integrate vehicle telematics, the insights from vehicle, insights from operations, and insights from driver and operator behavior. When you can bring these three together as an OEM or as a fleet management or a telematics company, this becomes really, really compelling to your customers, which are the fleets, right? The huge value given to fleets means that as a telematics company, you increase your brand loyalty, you increase your brand value. There's less likely that it will churn, right? Because in the Indian telematics market, which is somewhat price conscious, people churn because of something is a little cheaper somewhere else. But if you have been giving them solid value with insights from video, they're less likely to churn, right? And finally, this can become a huge growth driver for OEMs and telematics companies because our biggest market is the US. And in the US, we have companies who have doubled their revenue, doubled their average revenue per user by adding video, right? So that is the kind of value this provides. So if you are operating, if you are, running connectivity services at an OEM or you are a telematics service provider, you can straight away double your revenue just by introducing video, right? So from our experience in the Indian market, which has been just the last year, we have seen 4 use cases stand out, right? First one is the on-demand video, right? Something has happened. I want to know what happened. So sitting in my cabin on my laptop, I can see the dashboard, give the vehicle number or vehicle ID and retrieve a video snippet and see what happened. That's the number one value proposition. The second value proposition is, let us say you get a notification that a driver is drowsy or a driver presses a panic button. So all the cameras have a panic button which they can press. Then you can actually start live streaming. See, many businesses that we work with in India in the off-road space, they have geofences in their facility, right? So when a geofence is violated, you can start a live stream immediately and see what the driver is up to. Why is this driver going where he or she is not supposed to be, right? So live streaming is proving to be a big deal, right? Because if you thought location provides you visibility, imagine what video does, right? It's just that it's much higher than that. The third one, which was a use case that came up in India and which we now are seeing becoming very popular in Brazil is face recognition for ensuring that the right person is operating the machinery. Because a lot of accidents happen when the right person is not operating the machinery, right? When I say right person, it does not mean that somebody unqualified. It could even be somebody who's working another shift to cover for his friend, who had to take off or something like that. Apparently these things happen. They exchange their key cards, this guy logs in as that guy and continues to operate. When you have like hundreds of vehicles, hundreds of excavators in a big mine, nobody looks at it usually, but people do look at it, but sometimes things slip through. Face recognition will ensure that there are no such slippages. If there is any unauthorized person operating a machinery, you will know it, right? That is a big deal. Then finally, most of the accidents we have seen in the 1 year we have operated have been because of driver distraction or fatigue, right? These are drivers who are, very drowsy when they operate machinery, and you should not even be operating a small car, leave alone like a big, big machine like this, right? So using AI to detect drowsiness and sound alarms in the vehicle in real time really helps. We have a few use cases where the driver was drowsy but was jolted into being awake because of this kind of a warning, right? The biggest thing that we bring to the table is that you can think of us as the Android of the video telematics world, in that we offer a software platform. You have a choice of hardware, right? Most video telematics companies offer one hardware. It's like vertically integrated. We offer you a choice of hardware across price points from different vendors. What this means is, if you are operating a big business, it is unlikely that every single vehicle that is in your business will require the same level of investment from a safety perspective. There could be some vehicle which requires a MDVR with 7 cameras around it. There could be some vehicles which require, maybe a little cheaper kind of investment, right? So we give you a choice of investment, choice of camera across price points. All have AI on the edge. You can do live streaming, on-demand video, everything. It will detect drowsiness and all that. And the most important thing is the back-end reporting is the same. So we have abstracted away the back-end completely from hardware. So no matter what camera you use from LightMetrics, you will have the same reporting structure, the same dashboards, the same APIs, which is really, really cool. Because if you want to have cameras in your business, especially as an OEM or a telematics company, it is, given the diverse nature of the off-road business, right? It is highly likely that different cameras will work the best in different verticals because of the ROI on that. So, the whole point is that safety and compliance is not just something that is good to have. It is something that gives you economic benefit. So if you want to gain productivity from safety, we look at it as like an iceberg, right? Like if you look at the video telematics part of it, the first thing people take in video for is visibility. They just want to see what happened. If there's an accident, I want to know what happened, right? Then face recognition improves compliance. Then you detect risky driving and reduce risky driving based on in-cabin coaching and alerts given to the driver. And finally, the most important thing is you get productivity gains because of operators being alert, your business becoming more compliant, because everybody knows that you have invested in this technology which ensures compliance, so they might as well comply, which results in reduced downtime and fewer accidents, which all translates into gains for your business. So working with offering video telematics benefits everyone, right? If you are an OEM or a telematics company, like I told you, you can double your average revenue per user just by offering video telematics. And we have had scenarios where fleets have reduced cell phone distraction by as much as 70%, drowsiness by nearly 50% in just a month. So what we did was, we installed these cameras. In the first month, we told the drivers nothing, and the camera was silent. We wanted to get a benchmark done of how this fleet is like, right? What this fleet is like. Then after one month, we got these 20 drivers who were in this POC down. We sat them down and showed them some video snippets of them using their cell phone, them smoking when they are not supposed to smoke and all that. First of all, they were very surprised. I mean, they were told all this, but they didn't realize that it will actually work. And then we told them, look, this is all for your own good, right? We don't want you to get hurt. We don't want you to hurt others or damage anything here. So you will get real-time alerts if you do something like this. Please stay safe, right? So the second month, we saw these huge gains, right, from a safety perspective. And these endure, and most fleets also understand that to keep this going, they institute some kind of a recognition scheme where they say, the most improved operator or driver, I'll give them some reward or something like that. So we are a global business now. We have been around for 8.5 years. One of the reasons why enterprises trust LightMetrics so much is that we provide hardware flexibility, like I told you. In these times of uncertain supply chains and whatnot, having hardware flexibility really makes sense, right? So that you don't go down one path. We are globally proven now. We are, most of our business is in North America, in Brazil, in Australia, which also has a very big off-road vehicle sector. And we take end-to-end ownership. We build everything in software ourselves, right? From the AI in the camera till the dashboards and the mobile apps that your supervisors can use. Everything is from LightMetrics. We are on the hook for everything else. And we say that, video is the new GPS. If you look back at how much improvements and how much convenience in our personal lives GPS has brought in, right? Video is basically GPS plus what you can see. So it has huge potential in terms of what all you can do. And we are just scratching the surface. 5 out of the top 10 telematics companies in the US work with LightMetrics today. One of the largest OEMs in the US works with LightMetrics today as well. And in India, we started just a year back, but we're already deployed in about 20 fleets in the off-road space, which is really cool. So, like I said, video is the next GPS. That is our belief. And we are transforming the video telematics business globally. We are here in booth A5. Please do visit us. We've been around for 8.5 years, and just in April, we raised a small round from Sequoia Capital, which we view as further conviction in our mission, in what we are doing is valuable and what we are doing is right. Thank you very much.